New York Coffee Festival 2023, Metropolitan Pavilion, New York City. This was the second year that I had a chance to cover this for Fire City Illusion. In fact, the 2022 Coffee Festival actually launched Fire City Illusion. I evolved it from Surreal City, actually today at the festival. And if I'm planning, or at least hoping to, attend a festival or an event more than one time like this, I always look forward to see how it's going to evolve and change. This year, the way it evolved was excellent and different. I had a chance to get there at 9:30 in the morning, which is when the doors opened. Actually walked in about 9:50, but even waiting in the line, arrived at the Metropolitan, turned off 8th Avenue, approximately 9:20, and the line to get in right from 9:30 was Metropolitan Pavilion is a lot closer on 18th to 7th Avenue than it is to 8th. Was approximately halfway to 8th Avenue. Look it up on Google Maps. But anyway, a long line waiting to get in, right, even before the doors officially opened. Now, I will say this, when you have a chance to attend it next year, if you're doing it on a Saturday, get there early. Reason, check the photos and videos. By like 1 o'clock, the first level of it was like Rockefeller during Christmas at points. And anyway, this is how it changed and evolved. In 2022, everything was the first and second floor, including the lab and the sensory experience, which I'll get to in a few minutes. This year, the lab, which is panels, discussions, demonstrations, and the sensory experience was moved up to the 5th floor, which freed up space for on the first and second floors, obviously. Not only that, but Smirnoff, forget how much it was, but Smirnoff had a cocktail making class on the second floor. And I think it was around 2 o'clock, the sign was up, sold out for all the classes. There was an excellent variety of and balance between everything. The standards, which I've come to realize, the Coffee Music Project, the Coffee Art Project, Project Waterfall. I even saw some of the vendors there I remembered from last year somehow. So there was a great balance between everything. And when I say balance between the different aspects, the Coffee Festival isn't only about sampling different coffees from roasters, coffee shops, and from around the world. Hopefully this all makes sense. I think I have at least between 15 and 20 between the coffee cocktails and the coffee samples, and it was actually, when I left, I was literally high off caffeine. If that gives you any idea, I have a fairly high caffeine tolerance. So, but with the I actually caught three performers for the music, because I'm like, music is always my, okay, what's the music lineup going to be? The art, there was a small section of wall space for the Coffee Art Project, which was a wide different range of genres and styles. The Latte Art Live, which they had a competition, but it was also showing the true art form of a latte. And I forget which vendor it was, but they actually did some of the latte art on the sample on the top. It was an actual true art form. I used to get there about 10 minutes beforehand, depending on what time you're at the festival. Good luck trying to see anything, but that's fine. This year, with the vendors and the samples, there was an increased, if I remember correctly, there was a noticeable increase in matcha, and also a slight increase in tea samples. So the coffee festival isn't only about sampling different coffees and having a great time. And before I forget, to balance out the caffeine rush and the different coffees, types of coffee. They also had food there. I think there was at least about 5 or 6 food vendors there. That, because trust me, I hit a breakfast sandwich before I got to the food cart. I had like 2 or 3 samples and I was feeling it already. So the New York Coffee Festival is about more than just coffee. It's about education. Project Waterfall, which is to provide clean water to coffee producing countries especially. The Latte Art Live, the lab, which I stayed for one panel discussion, was great, very informative. The sensory experience, which is when you attend this festival, not if, but when you attend this festival, again, get there early. And I actually hit it, I remembered from last year the line, I hit it early. Sensory experience is more than just about taste. It actually made me realize how, not only visually, but how our different senses affect one another and can change our perception of something we experience. With this, it was the coffee. Like the part I remember is there were 3 different sounds, yes, even sound, and how it made the chocolate taste more salty than it was without the sound. So the sensory experience, I'm so glad I did that. The New York Coffee Festival, last year, as soon as it was over, it's one of like my top events for the year. It's actually my top 5 for Fire State Illusion in both Philadelphia and New York. And I won't include the Lehigh Valley for this because the 2 events there. And again, what makes it is the balance of everything, different aspects, the amount of vendors that they had, different vendors they had, the music and the educational experience. Everything combines. I just left there about an hour ago, and I'm like, I can't wait to see where it's going to go next, where it's going to go next year, how it's going to evolve next year. And it's like, okay, I just left. New York Coffee Festival. Go to the website, sign up for a newsletter. As soon as they have the dates up, mark it on your calendar for a New York City trip. You will not regret it, even if you don't like coffee, because my experience with coffee is pretty much Wawa, or like, convenience store. And I'll tell you what, there was I had a shaken brown sugar coffee that was off the charts. Officially celebrating the 1-year anniversary, where it started here in New York City, New York Coffee Festival for Fire City Illusion. To your family and friends, please stay safe, and wishing you only the best and much success in your lives.